fell. He fell very far. Nice. At the bottom. Nice one's at the bottom south in front of me. Directly under.
Oh my god! I'm gonna demonstrate how I'm in here. Life's a movie, so just stop and stare. Take a peek, yeah, I'll be gone by next year.
Hold on.
Calling, had a baby right there. I'm a demonstrate.
Season 5. Season 5 was the 5th season of Fortnite, often referred to as Worlds Collide. Season 5 began on July 12, 2018 and ended on September 26, 2018. After the visitor escaped back to his reality, an enormous rift formed of the island. The rift brought things from the real world onto the Fortnite island. This included new POIs, new weapons, and a new vehicle. This season, like the previous, is highly looked upon and is considered one of, if not the best season. But does it deserve this praise? And was it better than seasons 3 and 4? Or is it just that summer 2018 nostalgia? In this video series, I am taking a deep dive into every Fortnite season, going over its map, gameplay, battle pass, storyline, community, and enjoyability, with at the end of the video giving the season a rating out of 10. Last video I gushed over season 4. I adored the map, the fun gameplay, and the great storyline that was paired with a decent live event, and I considered Season 4 to be one of the best seasons ever. Season 4 was also backed by 2 great seasons, that being Season 2 and Season 3. So, did Fortnite Season 5 continue this streak, or was it a miss? Let's find out. The giant rift in the sky brought in 2 brand new locations which slammed into the map, destroying Moisty Mires and Anarchy Acres. These 2 locations were Paradise Palms and Lazy Links. Along with Paradise Palms came an entire new desert to explore. Paradise Palms is probably my favorite Fortnite location ever. Its high density of loot and the amazing layout makes the POI so fun to fight in and loot. It also brings some much needed action in that corner of the map. It's a no-brainer to say this POI and the entire desert is way better than Moisty Mires in the prison, with it also adding a nice orange color to the map. Overall, I would give Paradise Palms a strong 9.5 out of 10. Up next for the day 1 locations is Lazy Links. Like Paradise Palms, this location is great. It's a tad bit small and its surrounding courses are very empty and barren, but that's what I love about it. It's also got decent loot and like Paradise improved this arguably bland portion of the map. Overall, I would give the POI an 8 out of 10. We also got some cool landmarks with this season. We got the amazing Viking Village, an updated racetrack, and a cute Pueblo village often referred to as Westworld. The open soccer stadium was taken out of the game, and the destroyed Tilted Towers building was also rebuilt and opened up. That will totally last long. Trees were finally added to Dusty Divot, fixing the problem I had with it being too open, and Risky Reels was rebuilt and became an even better POI. Some smaller things you could also find were these tiki heads with rifts around them. Not only did they provide good loot, but these rifts would send you to the sky, allowing for decent mobility. If you think that's it, then you're wrong, as in a couple of weeks the map would change again. Tomato Town was changed to Tomato Temple. The restaurant was replaced with a massive temple, and some of the surrounding buildings were destroyed too. Tomato Temple is basically the same rating as Tomato Town. They're kind of just bland POIs in my opinion, so like a 6.5 out of 10, but it's still a cool change. Overall, the Season 5 map was extremely good. I honestly like it better than the Season 4 map, and I love how Chapter 1's map just got better over time. The new POIs that were added were unique, they were great, and they shook up some of the mid locations from the previous map, and the desert was a much needed addition. I would rate the Season 5 map a 9 out of 10. This is going to be a super controversial part of the video, and I'm sure you've already read the title and are wondering, why do you think that Season 5 wasn't great? Like, what? But allow me to explain myself. And hey, if you don't agree, then you don't agree, and we can have a respectful discussion in the comments. To get it out of the way, I don't think Season 5 was bad. Do I think it was great? Season 5 had some interesting additions, but I have a major problem that in my opinion is why I considered Season 5 a step in the wrong direction. It's what you've been waiting for. Let's talk about Season 5 spray meta. For context, we have approached a year of Fortnite, and obviously some players are better than others, leading to a massive skill gap. The casual community at the time outweighed the competitive players, so Fortnite had to find a way for casual players to compete with better players. They had already tested countering these players with things like porter forts and jetpacks, but however, it wasn't enough. Their solution for this? Buffing the SMGs. Gosh, where do I even begin? The regular SMG and the compact SMG paired with the drum gun were just 3 stupidly overpowered weapons. Usually with an SMG, they're not supposed to be the dominant weapon. They're supposed to be a secondary weapon, something you finish fights with, you know? Not these SMGs. Not only did the 3 SMGs have crazy range with the compact SMG just being an AR, but the regular SMG and the compact SMG both had insane accuracy. They also did a crazy amount of damage where you could easily kill someone with only 10 shots. Is that not crazy? These SMGs basically made shotguns useless as the pump was nerfed with the double pump being removed and the damage being lowered. Some players were even carrying entire inventories full of SMGs. Not to mention you could hold over 1,000 ammo, making these SMGs unstoppable. I noticed when people look back and talk about Season 5, they fail to mention or even just skip over this terrible meta. But if you actually look back at clips of people during this time period, the game was not that great. People hated it, even the casuals who it was aimed towards, they hated it. And they vaulted the revolver. Get it together, Fortnite. Thankfully, over the season, some balance changes were made, and they did eventually remove the drum gun, which was a welcome change. It wasn't all doom and gloom, as there were a lot of positive aspects of the season. First up, the introduction of the ATK. This is a really good vehicle, with it being fast and beefy. Speaking of mobility, Season 5 had some great mobility. You had grapplers, which are just self-explanatory, shockwaves, which were just impulses on steroids, and they negate fall damage, and you had riftigos, which acted as carryable rifts, allowing you to escape fights, get high ground, and escape storm. The double barrel shotgun was also added, and it was really good. The concept is really neat with it having barely any range in 2 shots, but it being super effective in close range. It's good for those aggressive players who like to hop into people's boxes and finish fights fast. The Porta Fortress was pretty neat, but I don't know why we needed 2 Porta Forts, but it's not bad. The suppressed AR was really good, and Season 5 had Fortnite's first birthday event, which was really awesome. Overall, Season 5 had a decent shotgun meta, it had great mobility, and it had a consistent flow of updates, making the season pretty enjoyable and fresh. There's so much I love about the gameplay, but there's also just so much stench that it's just a mixed bag. The gameplay wasn't completely unplayable, but at the same time, it wasn't the most fun. Fortnite does so much right, that when they do something wrong, it's wrong. And coming off such strong seasons, Season 5 had high expectations, and in my opinion, it just didn't live up to it. Again, I like this season. There's just so much wrong, and the gameplay is super important, and when it's not fun and filled with broken items, it can make the season feel so annoying. So, for that reason, I will give the gameplay a 7.5 out of 10. Season 5's Battle Pass introduced a new cosmetic, toys. These were really neat, and it sucks they don't have these in Battle Passes anymore. Anyways, as usual, I will be going over every skin in the pass and giving them a rating. Starting with Tier 1, Drift. This skin is awesome from base style to max, and it's an iconic Fortnite skin. It's a great Tier 1 skin with a great design, and I like how he's supposed to be a guy from the real world trapped in Fortnite. For that, I will be giving Drift a 9.5 out of 10. Also at Tier 1, we have Huntress. Skin's decent, it's definitely Tier 1 level for sure, and I like how it's based on the Vikings, so it gets a 7.5. Next up at Tier 23 we have Redline, another pretty cool skin. That's really it, I don't have any thoughts. 7 out of 10. At Tier 47 we have Sunstrider. This is a really nice skin, and I like the summer theme it has. I would give this skin an 8 out of 10. At Tier 71 we have Sledgehammer. It's alright, kinda basic, and I don't really see how it matches the theme. It's like a 6 out of 10. At Tier 87 we have Rook. It's decent. Again, a lot of these skins just kind of seem like glorified item shop skins. 7 out of 10. At Tier 100, we have Ragnarok. Now this is a cool ass Tier 100 skin. I love the design and his max style is awesome. They really cooked with his Tier 100 skin. I don't think it's as good as Omega, but still a 9 out of 10. Finally, we have the secret skin, the Enforcer. It's no visitor, but it's pretty good. 8 out of 10. Overall, this is a really good pass. It's not as good as Season 4's, but it's kind of hard to top that. I would give Season 5's Battle Pass an 8 out of 10. During Season 4, the Visitor made his way from his escape pod towards the villain base near Snobby Shores. There, he constructed a massive rocket ship, hoping to return home. With timers around the island signaling something was going to happen, the rocket ship took off, flying in and out of rifts before finally creating a massive rift in the sky, with the Visitor returning back to his reality. With that, the rift began transporting things in and out of reality. It brought a huge desert that covered the southeast corner of the map. It brought a golf course with a country club. It brought a temple from another reality. With all these different realities and worlds colliding, a mysterious team was formed. Their goal? To capture anyone not from Reality Zero and close up any rift that might allow someone to escape. However, as the giant rift was closing up, it started turning a purple color, with lightning striking down on the island, and with one final strike, it brought...
Bro, why is that lasting so long? Bro, is this an event? What just happened?
The cube began making its way around the island and creating different ruins, seemingly building up power. It crushed anything in its path, and eventually made its way towards Loot Lake, where it began melting into the water. Once it fused with the lake, it created a bouncy purple effect, with the cube beginning its next phase. Season 5 did a really good job continuing Season 4's storyline, and the 2 mini events we got were really cool. There's not much to say besides that. I do think the Enforcer B plot is less interesting and slightly less developed than the cubes, but overall it's a solid 7 out of 10. The community, like the previous season, was pretty good. Season 5 is notable for having Fortnite's first summer skirmish, and Fortnite invested over $100 million in cash pools. However, it was a disaster, with poor servers wrecking a lot of people's games, along with other things. First off, a lot of pros were unable to even compete in this tournament, and a lot of the cash prize was awarded only for those who won games, making the actual tournament boring and just a camp fest. Besides that, this was one of the first official community events, and many pros got the spotlight, and we really got to see how good people could be at this game. I don't really hold these negatives against them too heavily, as this was new for them, and eventually they would resolve this with things like Storm Surge and fixing the point system. There was also a lot of community backlash this season. This is the few instances where the community collectively did not like a season's meta/gimmick. Usually it's 50-50, but everyone seemed to agree the spray meta was pretty terrible. But besides that, the community was better than ever, with more community events, new streamers and pros rising, and just overall there was a lot of content for others to enjoy. So for that, I will give the community an 8 out of 10. No matter what a season's battle pass is, its map, its weapons, its bugs, it all comes down to if you personally enjoyed it. So was Season 5 enjoyable? Yes and no. It was fun for sure, from the great map, decent loot pool, a good flow of content, and just those summer 2018 vibes. But it had its problems, and they affected the enjoyability. The SMG spray and pray meta was just not fun, especially at its peak of brokenness, with lots of people just not enjoying the game. Pair that with some controversial changes like the removal of double pump, nerfs to the pump, and a lot of people just being burnt out from the game. Again, it wasn't bad, as Fortnite was still such a good game and the season was relatively fun. So with all that in mind, I would give Season 5's enjoyability an 8 out of 10. So, was Season 5 bad? Absolutely not. But was it great? After 2 amazing seasons, Season 5 just could not reach the same hype. Pair that with the new meta and changes and you have a great season just covered in gunk and trash, which makes it less appealing. I see why people love it. It has things to love. The map was great, the storyline was nice, and the overall vibes and goofy Fortnite style is still prevalent and deserving of praise. So, with all this in mind, what do I give Season 5 out of 10? Well, I would give Season 5 a 7.5 out of 10. Phew! If you agree, that's great. If you disagree, tell me why I'm wrong. I'm not good with outros, so bye.